24 hours before the sun set on the ancient world, Constantinople still believed it was eternal. The great Theodosian Walls, which had stood unbroken for 1,000 years, caught the first light of May 28, 1453. Inside these Roman walls, the air carries the scent of Greek fire and old incense, but also the metallic tang of gunpowder, the smell of a new, terrifying age. To the people here, the city is not just a home, it is the final piece of the Roman Empire, a direct line back to Augustus and Caesar. But beyond the horizon, an army of 80,000 waits in a silence more frightening than the roar of cannons. Today, we follow 3 lives through the final heartbeat of a civilization that is about to vanish from the map forever. Welcome to Bygoneverse history. This is the last morning of Rome. At dawn, we find Emperor Constantine XI standing atop the crumbling outer walls. He is the last of the Roman emperors, a king with a crown but almost no kingdom left to rule. He looks out at the gargantuan Ottoman cannons, monsters of bronze that have spent 53 days shattering his city's defenses. He has spent the night in prayer, not for his own life, but for the sacred trust of his ancestors. He has refused every offer to flee to safety, choosing instead to stay and die among his people as a common soldier. The city below him is quiet, a hollow, desperate silence that precedes the final storm. He touches the cold stone of the wall, knowing that by this time tomorrow, the title of Roman Emperor will be a ghost of history. By midday, we move toward the harbor of the Golden Horn to find Giovanni, a professional soldier from Italy. He is one of the few Westerners who answered the call to defend this last bastion of antiquity. His armor is high-quality Italian steel, a sharp contrast to the exhausted residents around him. He represents the bridge between the dying Middle Ages and the rising Renaissance. As he sharpens his blade, he watches the refugees, families who have fled from the countryside with nothing but the clothes on their backs. To Giovanni, this is the ultimate stand for the identity of the West. He is a mercenary, but today he fights for a world he knows is slipping through his fingers. As the afternoon sun begins to sink, we find Sophia, the daughter of a Greek scholar, in a small library near the Hagia Sophia. While the men prepare for war, she is frantically packing ancient scrolls, the works of Plato, Aristotle, and Homer. She knows that the tragedy of tomorrow is not just the loss of stone and brick, but the loss of 1,000 years of human knowledge. She hears the rhythmic, distant drumming of the Ottoman army, a sound that feels like the ticking of a clock. The great cathedral is packed with souls seeking a miracle, but Sophia looks at her books and wonders if their wisdom will survive the fire. She represents the spark of learning that will eventually flee this city to light the fire of the Renaissance in Italy. Midnight brings a terrifying quiet to the Ottoman camp. Inside the city, the emperor shares a final communion with his soldiers, removing his imperial insignia so he can die unrecognized among the ranks. Sophia blows out her final candle, and Giovanni tightens the straps on his breastplate. For one final hour, Constantinople is Roman. Then a single cannon blast shatters the darkness, followed by the roar of 80,000 men. The final assault has begun. The walls that held for a millennium are finally breached, and the sun rises on May 29th to a world that has changed forever. The last light of antiquity has been extinguished, and the Middle Ages have officially ended. How do we know the heartbeat of this final day? We have the diaries of Niccolo Barbaro, a physician who recorded the siege hour by hour, and the tragic accounts of those who escaped the final slaughter. We have the physical scars on the walls of Istanbul that still bear the impact of the world's first superweapons. History is not just a list of dates, it is the collective memory of people like Constantine, Giovanni, and Sophia. If this journey into 1453 showed you the fragility of our greatest civilizations, share this video. Comment Rome below to honor the last day of an era. Subscribe to Bygoneverse History for more cinematic journeys into the past. I'm Bygoneverse History, and the past is just waiting to be understood.